I'm not a professional advice giver. I don't know everything. I can just only speak from my experience and just based on who I am. So how to be my authentic self. How do I be my authentic self? I guess it's the question. First, being honest. And being honest really does, I'm not going to say it takes a lot for me, but I feel like for some people, it takes a lot for people to be honest. And you could be honest in so many ways. Like you have some people who just like can't help themselves but to lie, like habitual liars. I know we all know one. Being honest, it's such an easy thing to do. Like you just have to put yourself in the next person's shoes. So if you ever feel like, oh, I don't want to be honest to this person, and I'm not saying go around spreading your business or go around being so truthful and naive to people, but use your discernment. Your discernment will tell you, who you can trust and be honest to. Even if people have bad intentions, you should always trust that God is gonna watch out for you and make sure that people can't use their bad intentions against you. So yes, my number one thing to be my true authentic self is to be honest. And that's honest to other people, and that's also being honest to me. So me being honest to myself, like I don't walk around acting like I'm something that I'm not. I'm not going to force myself to fit in. And I don't really know if I've actually been in a situation where I felt like I had to force myself to fit in, but I was kind of blinded by other people around me and other things that were going on around me that kind of made me want to, or just not made me, but just made me naturally do things that wasn't who I was, if that makes sense. So being honest to myself, and like I've said before, I think I've said this before, but being honest even when it comes to like speaking to God. Like I know that when most of us pray, we kind of have like this routine type prayer. I don't know about your personal prayers, but when I'm like praying with other people, or if somebody's like saying a prayer, I do feel like it's not sincere, and I feel like that's why I struggle with praying in front of people, because I'm so used to having my personal prayers and it being sincere. I don't really have a routine prayer. I try to be real with God. Like I just talk to him and be like, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. Even the things that I'm doing wrong, I admit that to Heavenly Father. Like you have to admit that to God. And don't, like I said, don't lie to yourself. A lot of people lie to themselves. People lie to themselves so much, they start to believe, or people lie to other people and they lie to their own selves, and they start to believe their lies. Like, I think I stutter a little bit because I talk fast and my words get jumbled up because I talk so fast. I need to slow down. But people start to believe their own lies, and you'll start to believe that I lost my train of thought. Okay, I have no idea where I was going with that, but I'm gonna try to redirect it somewhere else. And I try to be my true authentic self, even like outside of like friends and family, even when it comes to like professional spaces, like around like co-workers, or if I was in school or whatever. And I think that's why I come off as shy or quiet, because I don't know how to be anything else with my true authentic self. So I do have to observe people first. And I guess we all have different sides of ourselves as well. So I observe and I kind of see like what side I can express around a person. I don't really know if I'm making sense, but like you have some people who you can be your true authentic self, but then there'll be certain things like you don't want to say to offend the person. I do still give my view or perspective, but I would never argue with anybody. If somebody believes in something that I don't believe in, then I won't argue that they're wrong or anything like that. I'll always share my perspective or my view, but if they believe in that thing, then I'll leave the conversation there and I will change the conversation to something else. Say if me and this person has two different views, and so we're in the middle of a conversation and they're like, or I say, I feel this way about this situation, and they say, well, I actually feel this way about this situation. And I could be like, I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you may feel that way or why you may believe that. That's your opinion. That's your view. I'm gonna stick with mine. I feel like people even feel my authenticity even when I'm being quiet, because I feel like that is authentic. Like, this is who I am. Like, when I'm around other people, I'm just around people that I don't know, I am going to be quiet. I'm not going to be loud, because some people, when they don't know other people, they tend to, I guess they get, I want to say social anxiety can be expressed in different ways, because I know some people get really loud and they just like to do extra, and it's like, just relax, observe first, and then like you don't want to overly express yourself, because then your anxiety kind of shows, and then that's when people get, you kind of hurt yourself in the long run. You ever see the people that is around people they don't know, and they get really loud, and then they be getting really like, I don't know, they be catching attitudes, but they really only be catching attitude because it's something that they said themselves or that they did themselves, and they made themselves feel uncomfortable. So they made themselves feel uncomfortable, but they think that it's the people around them that's making them feel uncomfortable, but it's really them. And they be like, I'll fight anybody in this room. You're like, what are you talking about? Like, get out of the room. Alright, here's some other ways you could be a true authentic self. Don't worry about what other people think. And I know people say this a lot, but seriously, don't worry about, if I have on these shoes, and I know we always worried about what other people thought, especially growing up in DC. If you got on wavies, if you got on Skechers, we didn't wear that stuff. And I honestly, I still wouldn't wear it now, but you worry about what other people think, your confidence levels are just gonna drop drastically. If you have an idea, if you have a talent, if you have a passion or desire to do something, do it, and don't worry about what someone is gonna think about it, what someone is gonna say about it, or how someone is gonna feel about it. If it makes you feel good and it's honoring Heavenly Father and it is in line with the will of God, then do it. Because those desires, those talents, those gifts, those passions, that is you. That is who you are. That is your true, authentic self. And right now, I'm actually talking to myself, because since I was like 12, I always wanted to have a vlog. Even before like YouTube was like popular. I would say it was popular when I was 12, but before it had my attention, I always wanted to have a website. So like I had a Wix account, and I never put my website out there, but I was playing around with it. But I was always like nervous to show people who I was. I was always shy or nervous to show people who I was, because I felt like I was going to be judged. I felt like I wasn't ready. And now at almost 26 years old, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what people think. I don't care if my voice sounds ugly on video. I don't care if I think I don't look cute. I struggle a lot, like over the years, with my speech. And I don't know if it's just me, or if it was like a lack of education, or if it's the way I talk, like if it's something that's on in my family, because like I said, I talk fast and I stutter. And I do know a lot of my family members, they like on my mom's side, no offense, because it's all of us, y'all. On my mom's side, we talk kind of fast. Yes, we talk fast on my mom's side. And on my dad's side, people stutter a lot. Like I can name a few people on my dad's side who stutter a lot. Even my dad be stuttering. So I do stutter a lot, and I talk fast, and my words get jumbled up, and sometimes I talk really low, I talk really quiet. That might be from my mom's side too. But I wasn't confident with my voice, and I'm still not confident with my voice, but I'm trying to gain that confidence, because I know the more I talk and the more I do these videos and the more feedback I get from the videos, it will definitely help me grow, and it will just help me overall in the long run. When it comes to me doing my music and getting into the field of music, being able to speak up for myself and being able to talk to people confidently and not feel embarrassed by the way that I speak. Now, the way that I sing, I can sing all day, but when it's time for me to talk, and even in church, I'll be wanting to share all the time, like, and I do share. Don't get me wrong, I'ma share anyways, but my train of thought just gets so sidetracked. Like, I could come up with a whole speech in my head sitting right there, and then when it's my turn to get up there and speak, I lose it all. Like, when I be like, I lost my train of thought, that's how it is. Like crickets. Like, it's not crickets. Like, I would try to back up what I'm saying, but then I start speaking like jumbled up and stuttering. So surprisingly, people still be getting the point that I'm trying to make, and people are like, that was so beautiful, thank you, you should share all the time. And in my head, I'm like, thank you, but it's not all that I wanted to say, and it's not how I wanted to say it. And when I do talk softly, when I talk softly or slowly, it does make people think that I'm done. Sometimes, like, they jump in and kind of cut me off. Do give people space to comment when I'm talking, but then it's hard for me to get back into what I was saying, because I get sidetracked, or they just keep going on, or they ask me something that I didn't even think about yet. So that's the main thing with me. I really have to think about what I'm going to say before I say it. And I have to take I don't know out of my vocabulary, because I do say I don't know a lot when people ask me stuff. And sometimes I have the answer to things, but I don't have the answer to things like that. Like, the answer be in there, but you got to give me like at least 10 seconds to get it out, or you got to give me a minute, because you just threw off my whole train of thought. Now my mind is stuck on one thing, and you just asked me something. Now I have to figure out how to answer that. For the most part, people do understand what I'm saying, and I do get a lot of compliments on things that I say. Like, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, they be like, dang, I wish everybody was like you, or wish everyone had the same mindset as you, and stuff like that. So earlier I was talking about being honest with yourself about who you are, but it's one thing you need to do. You need to figure out who you are, and that is a step. That was like maybe the most important step I've ever taken in my life, and I could get emotional right now thinking about it. That was the most important step I took in my life, was getting to know who I was. And that took a lot of prayer, journaling, meditating. And I know some people don't believe in meditating, but when I say meditating, I meditated in prayer. I'll put on that frequency music, or not even frequency music. I'll put on like ocean sounds, or waterfall sounds, or like nature sounds, and I'll be in prayer. Or I'll turn on YouTube, I'll turn on like a 3-hour prayer, someone praying for 3 hours, and I'll really sit there and I'll meditate on who I am and God's power that's within me as well. And I had to take control over my life. That's a whole nother story. I don't want to talk about that right now. But that will be coming soon. But really get to know who you are, so you can be who you are. If you would like some advice or some tips on getting to know who you are, on how to be who you are, like this video, comment that, maybe we should put like be who you are or something like that in a comment, or yeah, and then I'll make a video on being who you are. I like that. So comment be who you are if you would like some advice or some tips on how to be you. Okay, we're about to wrap this video up. I know I do still have some more tips on how to be your authentic self, but everything I spoke about today was off the top of my head. I didn't have any notes or anything, so we're gonna have a part 2. If you want a part 2, comment part 2. If you're gonna watch part 2, comment part 2. If you like this video, like it and comment part 2. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe and then comment part 2. Yeah, so I'm going to post a part 2 next time. I have some notes and I'm gonna check off my list, and then we can check off the list together. You can take notes, and we're gonna be our true authentic selves. We're not gonna be fake, not doing that fake stuff no more. We're on a whole different type of wave now. We're being confident, we're being authentic, and we are being who we are. So don't forget to comment be who you are and part 2 if you want a part 2, and if you want to be who you are video. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.